The Moto Z and the S7 Edge, last generation's QHD OLED beasts, but which one comes out on top a year or two after the initial release? Hey guys, my name is Ryan Thomas with Failtech and today we're going to find out. So the Z can be bought for around £200 and the S7 Edge can be picked up for around £300, which shows quite a price delta, but arguably you're getting a lot more for your money with the Samsung handset, but we'll get into that a little bit later. The designs of these devices are very contrasting, with the Z sporting a fairly unique flat slab with slightly curved metal rails around the outside. The rear of the device does tend to be a bit different due to the connectors for Moto mods, but the overly excessive camera bump just doesn't look right to me. And I feel that the fact that most people aren't buying the Moto mods means that the arguably awkward design just seems a little bit unwarranted, which completely contrasts with the Samsung device, which has a glass sandwich design with metal rails that every phone under the sun rocks nowadays. The tapered glass pieces make this device just feel elegant and classy. I also seem to really like the color options, which is rare for me because I like weird colors. Regardless to that, I have put a skin on the back of mine, as the glass back can pick up a lot of fingerprints and micro scratches, which makes a big difference to the grip and ergonomics too. The screens are the same sizes in resolution and physical size, along with the exact same panel type. However, I have found these displays to be quite different in terms of the viewing quality. I found the colors on the Moto Z's display just to be a little bit duller compared to the Samsung. Of course, Samsung are renowned for their mobile displays, and it shows why here. This is my favorite display in any phone aside from the Nexus 6. I'm not too keen on the odd aspect ratios nor rounded corners of the modern phones, so these two devices have stunning screens for me in terms of their form factor and the overall quality of the image. As far as the cameras go, the S7 Edge has one of the best cameras on any smartphone to date, with the S8 sensor being derived from it. The Moto Z, on the other hand, doesn't have quite such a great camera. I mean, it's a 13 megapixel sensor with f1.8 aperture and OIS, so on paper the thing is a beast, but I just can't seem to get the best images out of it. I prefer the camera on the Samsung with its 12 megapixel sensor and f1.7 aperture, and OIS, which just produces some nice quality shots. It may be unfair because I've had this phone for a lot longer than the Z. However, whenever I review phones, I do try and get the best out of them when I have them, but I just never had a great experience with this phone. So in my opinion, the S7 Edge wins by far here, with a solid camera app and an abundance of options and settings that allow your inner shutterbug to come out. The wide selfie camera on the S7 Edge was always going to win when compared to the Z in this department. However, both are utilizing 5 megapixel sensors, meaning that your shots won't be amazingly sharp, but they're sharp enough to make some solid selfies in good light. Both the Moto Z and S7 Edge were available in Snapdragon 820 variants, but my personal S7 Edge came with an in-house Exynos 8890 with double the cores but with a lesser single core performance figure, so I'll be comparing things this way. Now, both of the phones are going to give you good performance in regards to lots of different applications like games and everyday usage. The Moto Z has a huge Wi-Fi deficiency problem, which happened to my friend Kelsey, who owns this device, and what I'm going to do is try and make a video based around that and why that happens, but I digress. Because of this, I'm only able to sideload APKs and videos to shoot on the B-roll, so hopefully I've managed to illustrate just how useful this device is regardless of the Wi-Fi problem. The S7 Edge is just as good at giving you a smooth and clean performance, despite the fact it runs Samsung's TouchWiz UI skin on top of Android. Both rock at least 7.0 or later, with the Moto Z getting an official 8.0 support going forward, where the S7 Edge doesn't, despite the fact that the devices are the same age. It's one of the few things I genuinely hate about Samsung phones in the short-term support. The batteries have to be the largest contrast between these phones. The 2600 mAh battery is just a little bit too small for a phone of this size in the Moto Z. However, the comparatively behemoth 3600 mAh cell in the S7 Edge is just larger than it usually would be for a 5.5 inch phone. Both will give you around 3 to 4 hours of screen on time, with the S7 Edge giving you just a little bit more due to that larger battery, but because of software performance and due to the Exynos just taking a little bit more power than the 820, it doesn't give you as long a battery life as you'd think. The mono front firing speaker on the Z was a lot better in my testing than the S7 Edge due to the placement alone. I feel like the bass is a little bit better on the S7 Edge. Of course, you can use the headphone jack on that, where you can't on the Moto Z, so it's a toss-up. The Type-C port on the Z is nice to have, but the lack of a headphone jack points me towards the S7 Edge. Both fingerprint scanners are alright. I'm not a fan of the Moto Z's implementation, as the thing isn't a button, but it's better than not having a fingerprint scanner at all. The huge feature set on the Samsung gives you the edge in how much you can do with your phone, featuring a larger battery, curved display, heart rate monitor, IP68 water and dust resistance, quick charge 2.0, Qi wireless charging, and the ability to shoot fast frame rate video. And in my opinion, this does make it worth the extra £100 and is why I'm crowning the S7 Edge the king in this regard. But what are your thoughts on this? Please leave your responses below, and please do like the video based on your thoughts or dislike it, and subscribe if you're new around here to never miss a video like this one. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, guys. My name is Ryan Thomas with Failtech. Thank you for watching.